This is Lane to the Future, the show brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network, where me, David Moore, and my good pal
Curtis Lane here.
take a look into our future. The theme for this day's episode is cartoons.
Ooh, cartoons.
This is Lane to the Future.
Giving it everything.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain. Oh! This is Lane to the Future, brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network. This is episode 1.
Oh, God.
Are you ready, Curtis?
If we're starting it like that, I'm definitely not ready.
But SpongeBob is always ready.
It doesn't matter if he's
He
ready.
runs down the street screaming, "I'm ready!
Yeah, I know. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Doesn't mean I'm ready.
First, before we get into our show about lovely little cartoons and how scary our predictions are for the future, let's thank our friend Ashley for our intro.
Thank you, Ashley, for the wonderful intro. I like it.
Yes.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. And it's good that we have an intro for episode 1.
Yeah.
Now that we're officially out of testing to see if the show works, we've confirmed that this show works.
We
and-
are officially out of beta.
Yeah, and we are officially ready to consider this a legit show that we plan to do weekly.
Even when I'm in Toledo.
Yes, because we will get you over Skype. Ran,
Yep.
we will have you set up in the jiggiest rigged way that you can imagine.
It's going to be
My,
hilarious.
my radio teacher is sitting there listening to me right now going, "Oh, yeah, there's a Mackie Blackjack and a 2-channel interface. How the hell is he going to run Skype guests?" Jim, let me just say this. You'd be very surprised.
Dude, we Jimmy rig everything.
What being on a budget can convince you it'll work.
Oh, yeah. Well, all I really need is a really good quality mic that I can send over the internet.
You need a decent USB mic because Skype has decent audio.
Yeah.
And then the jiggy rig part is running the audio out of my computer
the only real
from
problem...
the Skype out of the audio jack in my computer into the Mackie Blackjack into the other part of the interface, and then questioning if you'll even be able to hear me at all.
All right, here's the real problem that we're going to run into eventually. If I have a weak internet connection, we're
Yeah.
screwed.
Except if we're just doing audio, we should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're not going to...
And I'll just like wire my computer to the wall.
Yeah.
And I swear, I might actually get a new computer this summer too because I have to.
We might have to put
Because
you
my
on
com-
Ethernet, but...
No, dude,
it'll
my
be
computer
fine.
doesn't hook up in Ethernet anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it has that problem. No, it only does that at school though.
Yeah.
It doesn't hook up in school, it hooks up at home.
You're right.
And everywhere
But
else.
that doesn't matter because when you're at home, you just
I
come-
don't use it,
Come
'cause we have
here and we
Wi-Fi.
just... Yeah.
All right, well, let's get on topic here.
All right, yeah. Let's start discussing cartoons.
All right, so how about we start in the past, what
Yeah.
cartoons used to be in their heyday? We had cartoons like Popeye,
Scooby-Doo.
Tom and Jerry, and like the Jetsons and the Flintstones and stuff.
I love the Flintstones.
The Flintstones were awesome. They taught
And
us.
the Jetsons are awesome.
Wilma,
Yeah, God. Bang, bang.
bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
Like yeah, the Flintstones and the Jetsons were really similar cartoons,
Right, because
but they were still decently good.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. What happened in cartoons? Cartoons had these shows that followed these patterns. If you were to watch like the old Spider-Man cartoon, some person always got hurt. Spider-Man saved them.
And everything
Would
went back
leave
to
a-
normal.
And he'd leave a note saying, "Thanks to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." End of show.
Yeah.
Every time. The end of Scooby-Doo, every single time is, "I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids." You know, every
Yeah.
time. Every time. It would follow a pattern. It made sense. Okay? As we move slowly into, slightly past modern cartoons.
When
kinda-
they were still drawn and stuff.
Yeah, we're talking like, when we were kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Shows, I mean, those shows were all on and we watched them all. But the newer shows didn't always follow those patterns.
The ones that I liked were going into more postmodern,
Yeah.
like going 10 years ago-ish.
Yeah.
You had the shows like Ed, Ed and Eddie, or the Johnny Bravo,
Oh, Johnny Bravo.
the things on Toonami,
Yeah.
those cool ones,
Yeah, and then a lot of the Nickelodeon ones, Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold, yeah, that was a
Doug.
good one. Oh, I love Doug.
Doug is
such a good
Doug,
show.
Doug was okay. I could spend a whole show talking about.
Let's not
Doug.
do that though.
And then sadly, the worst part about Doug is Nickelodeon owned it, made a wonderful show, and then
Just canceled it.
Disney bought it, and it turned into this terrible movie, and then it turned into a
Oh,
Disney show,
yeah.
and then it died. It literally died.
It died a horribly painful death.
Yeah, it died.
That's what it did.
But it didn't only die that. It died a horrible, painful death that it's impossible to find, and it's not on Netflix, and it's not anywhere, and
It just disappeared.
yeah, you can't even buy you literally can't buy a DVD set off Amazon. Okay,
You'd probably find one on eBay, but that's different.
I can't even find one that exists.
That
Okay, I
sucks.
would pay $60 for every episode of Doug. Okay,
That's
because
sad,
because I want to
sorry.
see it. Like Hey Arnold's on Netflix, then I can sit and watch Hey Arnold. I love Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold's pretty good.
Yeah.
A few episodes are kind of out there, but they always
Yeah,
come back down to earth eventually.
Speaking of Hey Arnold, we can talk about the one where he gets sucked into the dream of being with his cousin.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's the okay. If people don't understand what Hey Arnold is, it's probably the best show ever. So if you're listening, it's probably the best old like '90s cartoon
yeah. there you
ever.
go.
So go on Netflix and watch it.
well, since you just said the best '90s show ever,
It is.
now think about what you just said for a second. There's only a limited number of '90s shows.
Okay.
Unless
It is
we go back to
it is the best-
1890.
It's the best '90s show that existed. Okay.
All right, there you go. That's
Yeah,
better.
I got you.
Sorry.
As we moved out of the shows that, I mean, they had these characters that followed similar plots, but I mean, we started going away from like every show ending with the same, Fred getting locked outside the door of the Flintstones house, or what did the guy in Jetsons get fired every day?
No, in the Jetsons, he got stuck outside or something, and it followed almost the same suit as the Flintstones. He got stuck on the rotating treadmill with the dog,
Right,
and then the dog went inside.
right.
And
It was these shows that repeated. Even the backgrounds repeat if you watch them.
well, duh.
I love that.
It's
my
easier.
That's my favorite joke to make fun of those
Mhm.
cartoons is to watch how they just repeat backgrounds over and over.
I love that though. It gives you that feeling of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember these cartoons. It's so funny. Even some of the postmodern ones, like or the pre-modern.
Yeah, pre-modern.
I mean, like Ed, Edd and Eddie did that.
Yeah.
Some of those did that. Johnny Bravo did that.
There's a plenty of parodies that modern shows did where
They did the same thing.
they would make fun of it, like they'd literally parody other shows, and that would be half the joke is that they're doing what they did.
Well, it's more fun that way. It's cool. It's fun to watch and have that feeling inside.
Right.
Like I feel like this is right. I've seen this before. It puts you in that feeling of comfort.
Yeah. After we moved on from repetitive cartoons, we moved into the shows that were thought, and I consider them shows that taught lessons. Because Hey Arnold seemed like it always taught a lesson,
Yeah.
and
Or like the Powerpuff Girls did that too.
right.
I know
well,
I sound really gay saying that, but
okay, no, seriously, nobody can call you gay for watching Powerpuff Girls because go back and watch it. It's like the scariest show
Oh,
you've
yeah,
ever seen.
or like watching Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, don't talk about that show.
Well, yes, that show was questionable if it was suitable for children or not. It still taught a valuable lesson.
right.
Family comes first, and self-sacrifice basically. That's what it taught.
And the weird thing about those shows, speaking of Cartoon Network shows like that,
Mhm.
Courage the Cowardly Dog and rewatching Powerpuff Girls makes it, those are the kind of shows I feel like went overboard and then took us into where we're going now. Because okay, if you go on Cartoon Network, it's very strange, and we'll get into this. But we're going to stay where we are right now. We're going to talk about what shows were, okay? Because a lot of shows evolved with time. They changed. They became what shows are turning into, these weird, strange,
trippy
like, seriously, you're either really high on something, or
in an alternate dimension or some crap.
you're feeding ADD to children.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like, literally, you are, whatever that drug is, Ritalin.
Ritalin?
Yeah, you are taking the opposite of Ritalin and shoving it into their eyeballs through these new cartoons. I mean, that's that is the best way to describe where cartoons are going.
Yeah.
All right. No,
I'm
seriously.
trying to think how to rebuttal from that. I'm like, I don't know what else to say for that,
When we were kids, we watched Saturday cartoons. I don't remember what it was called, but it was on like Channel 7. And, I mean, they changed it all the time. And basically the shows were Pokemon, Digimon.
Oh, God, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Dude, did you know they still have Pokemon on TV?
Yes.
Except it's so much more stupid.
It does.
I don't even know if they have any of the original characters anymore except Ash. I don't even think they call him Ash anymore.
No, they call him Ash.
They call him Ash?
I've watched it.
The only thing is different is like he has deep eyeliner now and he looks like he's freaking goth.
Yeah, and he's
And
still
it's-
10.
Yeah, and he's still 10. Dude, it's been like 17 years, literally. Grow a little.
Oh, yeah, he could be 14 by now.
Oh, whatever.
It'd be fine.
Still doesn't matter. He's still 10. He still acts like a complete out there moron.
No, but Pokemon is a perfect a way of these cartoons evolved. There were 150 Pokemon when we were
It
kids.
was like over thousands.
Now there's like 376 or something.
Oh, there's gotta be
the
more than
last
that.
the last time I heard it was that.
Dude, there's more than that. There's gotta be.
But here's what's happening is when I was a kid, I knew all 150 Pokemon.
Same here.
You
I had
could
the-
show me any of them and I could name them.
Dude, I had the freaking Pokedex when it originally came out. That was
Yeah.
I was the it was the
With-
shit back then, man.
with the like basically e-ink screen that
Yeah.
it's like all blocky.
Dude, it was awesome. It was like more primitive than the Nintendo Game Boy original.
Yeah.
But it was the shit because you got to see the Pokemon, you got to see the specs,
Yeah.
and it like if you entered a number, it would tell you what it was, but it only went up to 150,
right.
and it was the original.
And it made but seriously, if okay, well, okay, as a kid, you have this ability to remember stuff
Yeah.
way better than you do when you get to be even 20. Okay, I can remember. I probably can't anymore, but I could name every Pokemon that existed. All right, if that is still true about kids today, if they can name all 300 and whatever Pokemon or 600 Pokemon or whatever the hell many it is, that's got to be a problem.
Well, like, what if they, like, think if they put it in a different direction, if they started making TV shows for kids that were more educational, like, it still had that factor.
The closest thing we have to educational shows now is like Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, but nobody watches that crap. Because it's
It's a little kid.
borderline, yeah, it's little kid. It's like Y2.
Yeah.
You gotta be 2 years old to watch this show.
Right.
But, like, I'm thinking if they could add up, like, if you can think of if kids can remember 300 and something Pokemon,
Right.
why the heck can't they incorporate the states and the capitals in there? Instead of saying, like, oh, this thing's name is Cobra or something.
Because it's the episode of South Park where they're deciding that they're gonna make Chim Pokemon, and everybody's gonna get obsessed, and really it's a show to brainwash people into bombing Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
You watched that with
I know.
me.
I was just saying, like, why couldn't they incorporate the names and states of, like, the states'
Right.
names as the Pokemon
Why,
names?
yeah, why can't...
Like, just have a little spin on them a little bit. Like, Wyomingon or something.
Yeah.
You still get in the beginning, it's like, oh, that's Wyomingon.
Yeah.
Or Wyoming.
And it can be the shape of Wyoming.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and-
It could make you remember. It's like, oh, I know all 50 states. I know all 150 states.
Yeah.
What?
150... No, I know all 50 states, and I know 100 other countries.
Exactly.
Okay, I might not know where they are on a map, but at least I can name them. Okay?
Yeah.
And I can tell you what the shape of them are, so if you give me a decent map, I can probably figure it out. I mean, there are so many things that they could do, but they're not doing them. This is the problem.
Yeah, they're just making kids more prone to ADD and having to do counseling and crap because they don't understand right and wrong because these shows don't teach it anymore.
Right.
Like even with the weird shows like say Johnny Bravo. I'm going
Okay.
back to that. It proves that if you hit on a girl
Yeah.
in some obscure way,
It's not going to
you're
work.
going to get beaten up and possibly chased by people or chased by police.
It
It still
teaches-
teaches you something.
It teaches you to not act that way.
Not to act like a complete dick. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, in a
It's
subtle...
still a good point.
Right. I mean, it's probably wrong for kids to watch that show.
But
Alright.
yeah.
All right, one show that leads to these ADD shows that we're getting into here. Okay,
Are we going into present now?
we're in present now.
Okay.
Okay,
present
but we're
time.
considering past shows present, the shows that still run on like even the rerun channels.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so all right, there was a show quite a few years ago. They had about one season. It is widely accepted by teens now. One of the songs in the show is the do 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 do.
Wait a minute. I know what you're talking. Is this Invader Zim?
Invader Zim.
They-
Weirdest Nickelodeon show ever.
I watched that show. I watched the whole season of it on Netflix because it was
It's
there.
so weird.
It's weird. It's trippy
And it,
in ways that I can't explain,
yeah.
and I don't know if it has a value point.
No, it doesn't. And
In some of them, it does.
this is what I believe Nickelodeon
some.
said at the time they said no, we're not.
But now-
we're not showing a show like this. But now, and Nickelodeon's a little bit better than like Cartoon Network.
It is a little bit.
All right.
But they're growing onto it.
Yeah, they're slowly.
They're getting on the trippy train.
Yeah, but I mean, like literally, the guy who made Invader Zim made My Life as a Teenage Robot, and he made
What happened
one.
to that show?
That show got canceled at about 2 or 3 seasons,
It was a halfway decent
and that
show.
wasn't a bad show because
Yeah.
that taught you. I mean,
It taught some lessons. It was in there.
it had the trippy lesson. It was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but it was still there.
Yeah, it wasn't so. Invader Zim literally it was like an
Yeah.
alien literally trying to conquer Earth that was too stupid to conquer Earth.
Too
Okay.
stupid and too naive.
And then there was a weird nerdy scientist kid who knew he was an alien and nobody else did, and he like would run all these weird experiments, and Zim would run all these experiments on these people, and like people would turn into like zombies and like eat each other and stuff. Like it was really messed up.
Okay, there was that one episode where he started stealing people's organs. Did
Yeah.
you see that one?
Yeah.
That one's screwed up because it ends and you just see him fat, full of organs, and it just ends.
Yeah.
It's like, what now?
Yeah.
What
did that
what's
teach?
what's the plot point? There is no climax, you know?
Right.
There's a climax, there's no resolution. It's just done. It's
He
like,
ate everybody. Got it.
he's like, yeah, I have like 8 spleens, 14 hearts, yeah.
Yeah.
I put a bunch of objects inside people so they don't know their organs are gone. Like the one girl who has a little Game Boy like as a kidney or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a little wrong.
It's scary.
You don't
It's-
teach kids that you could take out an organ and put in a different object and your body still work.
Speaking of that, did you see the news stories about like the people who like started eating each other?
Oh yeah, the zombies.
Yeah, the zombies.
All right, let's not get off.
Yeah,
jump
no,
off to
let-
that. That's
let's
too
not
far
go
off.
there far.
But dude, seriously, like you're teaching kids you can take out something out of your body
Right.
and put in like some plastic object and be fine.
Right, because no,
That's
nothing-
not right.
Nothing concludes that this was evil and wrong. That's the problem. Nothing.
I could conclude that that's evil and wrong.
Yeah, but you're old enough and mature to understand this.
Why didn't
But-
the executives know that like on the spot? Like, why are you taking organs out of your body and putting?
Well,
in-
they did too. You know they knew.
They probably knew once the first season was over. They're like, why the hell did we put this on? Why? Why?
What were we on when we wrote this and actually recorded it?
Exactly.
I mean, and this is what happened though. Like literally, Cartoon Network is the worst of them all. We're gonna move to like.
They became the worst of them all.
Yeah,
They
they-
had some of the greatest shows.
Yeah, no, seriously, they had wonderful shows. Ed and Eddie, they had Scooby Doo, and they had Jetsons and Flintstones. They were in charge of it. They
I have
own
a
it
question
now.
for you. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
How far in did you get into it?
Boo,
Boo?
boo.
How far in
All
was
the
that?
end of the Boo, which is the weird baby thing that like starts eating people and then like transforming.
Oh, I don't ever got that far.
It was like this. It was like this ancient old
Wait.
pink dude.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
he
yeah,
starts like getting younger until he turns into like this baby that's like super powerful and kills everything.
Okay.
That's when I gave up.
Got it. I started giving up once after I like realized that every show was 8 shows.
What do you mean?
How they would take like 3 episodes to kill someone and it's one fight.
Yeah.
There's too much anticipation. That was too much for me. I'm like, I can't wait 3 weeks for this crap.
But you realize
This isn't worth it.
how messed up that was?
Oh yeah.
It was about like aliens coming to Earth and like fighting, and fighting was okay.
Yeah.
Like, but, yeah, like literally, this is what this show taught. Like I really, it's messed up. It's super messed up, and it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
We have a show, and I know you don't know much about this show.
All right, what is it?
There is a show on Cartoon Network currently called The Normal Show.
No.
I don't consider this part of Adult Swim because it's on at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not Adult Swim yet. Adult
No.
Swim like starts at like 10 or
Right.
like 9 or something.
And Adult Swim's alright. They're allowed to do that.
Well,
It's-
yeah, they
it's
put it on
late
prime
night.
time for adults.
It's late night. Only adults should be watching TV that late anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with showing reruns of Family Guy. The Normal Show is a show about these weird little demon things that seriously have some problems. I literally don't know how to describe them and what they are. They decided that, and I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes of this show. Okay. But the episode that stands out as the worst is literally these 2 little alien dudes are sitting in their house. And they don't look like people, okay? They look like weird alien things. I can't even describe them as any more than unless you watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, you have no idea what you're looking at. Because that was the coolest, weirdest, most creative characters I've ever seen in my life.
I like that show.
All right, now take those and multiply them by like 10 in creepiness level. Okay.
And then we hit Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No, well, yeah, we get that, and we get the normal show. This show is not normal at all. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's a subconscious level to convince people that this is not normal.
It could be getting there. It could be a complete opposite show, I'm guessing. I don't know. I can't really talk about it. It kind of sucks. I haven't watched this show.
It's not on. I wouldn't let you watch this show.
Is it even on Netflix?
It would. No, I hope not. it would mess you up to watch it. Okay, literally, they're in their house. Okay, and outside the window there's this horse, quote unquote. It's not a horse. It looks like a weird thing, blob with 4 legs.
All right.
Okay, they call it a horse, and it's staring in the window.
All right.
And the two guys start screaming at each other about how they can't sleep because the horse is looking in the window. They run outside and like take it away and put it somewhere else. It comes back. Okay, and it's staring in their window again, and the guy goes, I can't take it. Let's kill it. Let's kill it. Like, what?
That's not a kid's show. You
No.
shouldn't have killing in kids shows.
Literally, and the guy goes, no, you can't kill stuff. That's wrong. No, he goes, let's kill it. And then the other guy goes, yeah, let's kill it.
The hell?
What? Look, and they literally like start like shooting like missiles and stuff at it. I don't even know. Okay? They like start launching off like catapults and stuff. This is not normal. Maybe that's the point of the normal show. Okay? If you were seriously interested in wasting a half hour of your life, literally wasting it away.
Go outside and dig a hole.
Go outside and dig
That would be more productive
than watching the
and
normal show.
more stimulating than watching that show, I would guess.
But this is what happened to Cartoon Network, though. All these shows are like that. Adventureland,
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time, whatever the fuck. Okay.
That one, I don't understand that. I've watched that show a little bit,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where I was going, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Like, the dog thing turns into stuff. The other kid's never the same person. And I'm just watching this going, yep, somebody was on crack when they were writing this or
Right.
drawing this.
Like, I really, really hope that maybe I'm wrong. All right, maybe we're both wrong to say that our parents didn't understand Pokemon when we watched it as kids. Okay?
Yeah.
They didn't understand that either. You know? Is it that
Well, my
we're
parents still-
just too old to understand it?
No.
I hope not.
My parents understood it because they watched it a little bit and they were like, okay, it's a kid who's going on a trip, catching certain characters in little balls,
Right.
and he's trying to become a master Pokemon. That was it. That was the whole point of the show.
Right.
And they were like, okay, that's fine. It's not teaching, like, you should go out beating up. Well, I'm not going to go that far. But, like, it doesn't teach anything
It's
really
animals.
bad.
They're animals.
And
they're not real animals, okay?
No.
There's a limit to extent. Okay, now look. Now maybe I'm contradicting myself saying that the normal show killing a horse, that's an animal too, okay? But it's not an animal in the normal show.
Well, there was never any real death in
It's weird.
Pokemon.
Yeah, and they're never like, let's kill it.
But it does there's a lot of showing of compassion to when the animals are hurt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of showing of
There's
that.
a hospital and there's a
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The only thing that's like it's kind of weird is that it's kind of promoting animal fighting in a way. Yes, no,
Yeah,
kind of.
But that's
But that's a
God.
whole different subject.
That's a whole different thing than saying there's a horse staring outside my window, let's kill it.
Yeah.
Okay? Look, never in Pokemon did they go, oh, look
Let's
at that
kill
Pokemon,
it.
let's kill it. Okay?
Let's kill
like,
it.
Like, that never happened.
No, they were like, I need to catch that Pokemon. Go, Pikachu.
And if they heard it, they took it to, like, a hospital.
Yeah.
Like, legit. Like, except the evil people would do bad things. That's a little
Yeah.
bit different. Evil
That's the evil
people do
people.
everything and horrible things and everything. That's the point. Is they teach you to not be evil because they never win, they never come out on top, and then they are considered wrong all the time.
Yeah, but
And-
that's a good thing. That's
and
how it should be.
That's how it should be. I mean, look, you can't have a show without, man versus himself or
A good
good versus
storyline.
evil or yeah, you can't do it. There's no way to have something. There has to be a negative to every positive.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
you have to have something, the black to white and crap.
What concerns me about cartoons in the future is that we're promoting negative. Like, we are legitly promoting negative.
Yeah,
That's
that's not the good part of it.
and we're gonna jump into our 5 years because we're
5
going
years?
we're going on here
All right,
about
so
now.
see, going into 5 years, seeing what is right now, like say talking about Adventure Time and the shows that I've seen currently.
Right.
I can't remember all the names because I don't watch cartoons all that much.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go off Adventure Time. So watching that show and then watching this other show that I found at like, what was it, 8 o'clock a few nights ago, and I'm like, what? And it wasn't on Adult Swim. It had a Y7 rating. So this
Okay.
is made for young kids.
Okay.
This is like SpongeBob young.
yeah.
And I'm watching this and I'm going, this is past crack and drugs. This is past all that. This is like in the realm of insanity.
And
It scared me.
it concerns me when do we get to shows that I don't literally understand.
It wasn't the fact that I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I figured out what was going on. It was just the way they got there. It was like you get from point A to point B. Like saying you're going in from Pokemon, they get from point A to point B in a relatively straight line.
Yeah.
This show went from point A to point B with a kangaroo on a moped with fireworks flying off of it while monkeys were throwing coconuts at bananas.
This is the concern of bad.
That's
this
where
is-
I'm like-
This is bad writing.
It's not just bad writing.
That's all it is.
It's bad product or bad placement for kids. They're teaching them so many wrong things. And it's like, you shouldn't be teaching kids all this stuff. And I fear that in 5 years it's going to get worse.
Look, the major fear I have for 5 years. Okay, the shows that are normal, the humane shows that exist, and there's not many of them left. Okay, I mean even like Kung Fu Panda is weird. Okay,
Yeah, that
but
is.
but at least Kung Fu Panda at least seems to teach a lesson in every episode, if you've watched it.
I have. Yeah.
And so does Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah.
Okay, but these are shows based off movies. How many times can we do that? That's horrible in itself.
Yeah, Shrek had its own series too. Did you ever see that?
No, I did not.
It was horrible.
I've seen this.
It was bad.
I've seen-
It was so bad.
I've seen the spin-off like Christmas special and stuff. That's good, actually.
They just had a few episodes. I don't even think it had a complete season. It was
They-
like 4 episodes maybe. It was bad.
Shrek was a load of awesome characters.
Well, the only problem they had was they couldn't get the actual actors
No.
to talk in it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was a spin-off series. It was bad. It
Yeah.
wasn't Mike Myers. It didn't have Eddie Murphy. It didn't have Cameron Diaz.
Okay, done.
You don't have your 3 main character
If
voices.
it was just the 3 and they might have changed some of the villains or something, it might have been okay.
Yeah, but they didn't. They
Right.
didn't have anything.
It's those characters. Though I mean, like Shrek itself is a wonderful story. Seriously,
yeah.
you could spin off a million different stories in that same universe.
Well, Shrek is like the old medieval story. You have a quest.
And it's
There's a damsel in distress.
And the
there's a
beauty-
dragon.
and it's teaching all the old fairy tales still.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Like seriously, the
And
fir-
it's still saying that good triumphs over evil.
right.
And good, you should always be a good person.
In 5 years, the concern for me is that the shows that do teach the lessons will be gone. We will have had them canceled, or they will be the slightly on the borderline of normal, insane, not normal shows. Okay, will be running on Boomerang. Those shows that
Yeah.
are okay now.
But then you got to also think in the positive. Hopefully, like you know that they got rid of Invader Zim because they knew it was wrong.
Right, but that was that.
Well,
That's the concern.
Maybe, I'm thinking just maybe.
Okay.
It could go positive and they could realize that some of these shows aren't right and kick them off. Because some of these shows are in their first season, second season still.
I know, but some of
And I'm
them
just
are
hoping
so
that-
bad, and
I know,
they
but-
dominate the networks.
Not all the time.
Oh,
They don't completely-
turn on Cartoon Network.
I
Literally-
don't, though. That's the problem. I don't like watching those cartoons.
because they're all bad. Look. Okay.
I feel really old because I'm 18. I feel old because I like to watch shows that are from the 70s.
Yeah. Well,
The 70s, 80s, those are the better shows. Well, I don't watch like things like Saved by the Bell and all that crap. I'm
Well-
not going that old.
what we haven't gotten
that
to
weird.
is like adult cartoons, and we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. But like, I'm just hoping that in the 5 years, they start to realize and they start to take those trippy things off.
That's the hope.
That's the hope. I hope that what I realize is that it's probably not going to happen. They are going to dominate the networks,
Remember,
which is
last
going to be bad.
based on the last 2 episodes, I'm the cynical one here, and everything is doomed.
Well, I just-
the internet's doomed to be controlled by Facebook. And
I know. I just like to have that glimmer. I like to be that glimmer of hope in this. That's like, I hope this is going to happen.
And
I
I'm-
know this might happen, but I hope. I always think that you have to have hope in things, man.
that I'm going to continue to be the cynical one here.
Yeah, I know that
keep-
you are.
and say that
You're just like that though,
that-
so that's how it works.
that cartoons are doomed.
Everything's doomed.
Like-
We're gonna go straight to hell.
Look, I love cartoons. I really do. I have a spot in my heart for cartoons.
I've gotten more onto stop motion animation.
I love stop motion. But
Like-
this isn't a show about the future of stop motion.
I know.
All
I'm
right.
just saying I like that a little bit more. But like the 5 years, it's not gonna be too bad.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be bad. Adventure Time's probably still gonna be in the air, which I hate.
Okay, let's talk about a weird, trippy show that was good. Okay, for a minute.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was so scary.
It
man.
was trippy and scary, but it was still a good show.
All right.
Because you always ended at the same place of Courage saving Muriel some crazy flipping way.
And it
And
still
then an
taught,
ending.
it taught a moral though. There
Yeah.
was a moral there. Okay.
Save your family, save your friends.
This scare. You made me forget now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for ruining my.
All right, so what was the weird trippy show that was good? Was that
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what you were going
Foster's
at.
Home for Imaginary Friends.
that wasn't that trippy?
But it was.
No, it wasn't.
But in a beautiful way.
It was trippy in the fact that like your imaginary friends could go to a home,
Yeah, but
and that was it. That's
they-
not that's trippy.
But that was the beauty of it.
Dude, I'm talking trippy like you're seeing crap that has no point in the show.
Okay,
just
but-
randomly appear, start going, throwing things at people, and then just disappear.
But we took
That's
these,
trippy.
we took these characters. Okay, we took these strange characters that for some reason the networks think that children demand. There has to be some reason they think that we need
Because they had kids draw them.
these or something.
That was the only dude. They showed that in like.
Oh, did they?
Did you ever see? Yeah, I got the first season on DVD one time.
Okay.
My nephew took it though. They show you behind the scenes. They went into like a kindergarten or first grade class. I forget which one it was, and they showed kids like they said, draw your imaginary friend,
Okay.
and they drew them, and then they made them into characters and put them on a show.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what they did. Like they
But-
actually showed the literal drawings. Some of them were really weird.
We
But that's what kids like. And then they ask the kids like, "Well, what does this person do?" They go, "Oh, he's one of the nicest people." And this is like the red tall guy
Yeah.
with like the weird crazy eye. They're like, "Oh, he's one of the nicest people. He always tries to help people, and he even though he has one arm, he still likes to play basketball and he likes to do all this other stuff."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wow, these kids have legit imaginations," which people now don't always have. But
Well, this is the concern is maybe I'm wrong. I love that show. I really do because every episode was about a moral.
yeah,
Okay. They took these strange, awkward characters, and maybe this is what inspired maybe this and Invader Zim and the slowly weirdness
I would
of
never say that Foster Home for Imaginary Friends
inspired.
inspired Invader Zim.
No, because
Ever.
that's not even that's not
I
what I'm
would
saying.
never
No,
say that.
No, we're saying that Invader Zim and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Adventure Time are going to inspire a bunch of these weird other characters and these weird other shows that aren't teaching more. Like it's like this weird trip fest, man. Like
Yeah, I know.
that's what it is. It's a bunch of weird, strange characters that aren't relatable in any way. Like okay, look. I remember Hey Arnold had this set of characters. Hey Arnold had a football shaped head.
So does Stewie on Family Guy though.
Yeah. And Gerald had a giant hair, and Helga had a unibrow, and
They're still
there was
realistic, more realistic than some of the freaking characters, like the guy from Adventure Time who goes from being like 5 feet tall to being a foot tall on a step stool, like 400 pounds,
right.
singing some song about his buns. That's way more realistic than that.
Right. And it's a weird. I'm concerned that this is going to inspire a lot of horrible things.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm worried that the insanity of increasing these trippy these characters that inspire from shows like Invader Zim or Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends are what inspired these trippy shows like the normal show to exist. You hear me, Curtis?
Yeah, I hear you, but
Yeah, I worry that if we continue to make these strange characters, I mean, yes, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is based off children's pictures, okay? Great. That's wonderful, except for the fact that if that's what causes this, the media companies or the, children producer companies to decide that these are what kids are demanding, that's
Mhm.
bad.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not against innovation. And I'm not against cartoons being something aside from reality. Because
Cartoons shouldn't be completely reality.
that's the beauty of
That's
cartoon.
what cartoons are. Cartoons are supposed to be like, you give the ability of something that's not real to have life and do whatever you want it to do. That's
Right.
the beauty of it.
Yeah.
But if you take it to a whole nother level of like doing things that nothing should do or not be able to do, like I'm going back to Adventure Time again.
Okay.
Like, have shape-shifting, demonic, sometimes looking creatures.
Well, we could just bring Ditto in from Pokemon.
Well, that's not that bad. It doesn't turn into a demonic-looking creature that should be like something that comes straight out of your nightmare.
Right.
That's screwy, little effed up. You
It's
know,
like the weird episode of SpongeBob where the captain, I don't know, the ghost, the evil pirate ghost.
I forget his name.
Yeah, that scares SpongeBob, but like SpongeBob like opens his fridge and there's like a giant SpongeBob, but then his like eyes turn into spiders and then everything's it's weird.
That sounds scary.
It's really scary.
Oh, the Flying Dutchman. I remember now.
Yeah, the Flying Dutchman.
I am the Flying Dutchman. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Why are you here, Patrick? I don't know. I'm funny. Best, one of the best shows, except for now, because
It's trippy and weird now.
it's really messed up and weird. And
It's got some problems.
yeah, there were these morals that SpongeBob taught, these wonderful little humorous morals. Then SpongeBob turned into this show where they decide that there's these kelp shake stores opening, and everybody's gonna grow green mold on themselves because they were drinking these addictive kelp shakes. And the end of the show is like a biohazard team comes in and like cleaning up the kelp store shake stores, and the guy who's cleaning up goes, I feel really sorry for anybody who drunk this, and then like everybody's running around covered in like this green mold.
That's really scary.
Yeah, like really, really scary.
Like what the hell?
SpongeBob went from a
Lovable character
a
under
lovable
the sea.
a lovable sponge under the sea who was flipping burgers in a weird shop, a weird rundown burger shop, who eventually was attempted to steal his recipe from by an evil person
Who never succeeded.
who never succeeded.
And when he did, he found out that it wasn't really it.
right. There was a moral there. Don't steal.
there
It's
was
wrong. It's not going to
mhm.
happen. That you shouldn't learn to steal
Stealing is wrong. You shouldn't do it. That's what it was basically teaching you.
every time.
And then there were other ones where it was like friendship always comes first, money doesn't buy happiness, stuff like that.
Right.
Some of the newer ones are okay,
Some of them.
but they still get kind of into that realm of, oh my god, what the hell am I watching?
This didn't teach me anything. This had no plot. and
This
it was
wasted
just
half an hour of my
weird.
life.
It was just weird. We're gonna jump to about 10 years.
10 years?
Okay. In my cynical world, there are no more good cartoons. There are these trippy, messed up shows with characters that you have no emotional attachment to, and the only reasonable things that you can still watch are literally Boomerang ×2 to the past. Okay,
Okay.
and that's all that you can have, and you have to pay extra money to have that channel.
Yeah, I get that channel though. It's kind of nice.
And the other thing, and based on our last show, is hopefully that these things will be on the internet more.
But dude, then you gotta realize that then there's those other shows on the internet. Like, I'm going backwards a little
Yeah.
bit, but these are the shows that I'm thinking are gonna be the main shows in like 10 years. Like, you know, the show Salad Fingers.
Yeah.
That is a creepy, sadistic, screwed up show that borders on the line of like mentally like scary. I don't know a word for it is the problem. It's just that bad. And I have a feeling like that show is going to end up on TV, made for kids.
No.
And that's
Like
going to be
Fred all over again from
Yeah.
the internet to a movie that made no sense to.
yeah, it's just bad, dude. I'm just worried. I'm worried that these things are going to make it onto television. These kids are going to see it and they're going to start learning like oh, I should take my finger and stab it onto a rusty nail, and it makes me feel so good. And then you just go, what? Whoa, wait.
Here's
Why?
based on our last show talking about the internet, okay, which is available at www.youtube.com/moredaily show.
Mm-hmm.
MOOREDALEY.
They got it. Go.
Got it. I'll get more of that into the show. Okay. The point is, the internet is this wonderful thing that lets anybody create anything. Okay. But
Yeah.
the problem with that, in the cartoon aspect, if anybody can make a show about anything, what defines who should be watching this show? Now we have on television we have Young 7 and
You got Y7.
TVPG and TVG and
The ratings go 7, 14. I think there's a 17 on there now, and then
Right.
there's MA,
right. Okay.
which is MA is adult. It's in that realm of adult. 17 is more like somewhat adult. There's no swearing or anything. It's kind of like Comedy Central stuff.
Yeah, it's like you have to be old enough to understand it, but it's
Yeah.
not that inappropriate.
Y7 is like SpongeBob, and then I don't think they have 2 anymore.
Is there K? I
No,
don't
not
think-
anymore. It goes Y7. That's like the lowest, and that's like Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer, Blue's Clues.
That's like the lowest you can get.
Okay.
And it's meant for little kids.
And there's nothing. But here, if we were gonna take like shows that people are producing online, Smosh is one of a wonderful YouTubers who decided to make a cartoon channel called Shut Up Cartoons. This has been going on for about 3 or 4 weeks
Mm-hmm.
at this point. They have 3 shows that are running currently. Okay, they release an episode of those 3 shows once a week during the weekdays. I don't know what days. Don't ask me. One of the shows is called Pubertina, which is about a teenage girl going through puberty. That's
Okay.
very, very, very weird. Okay, look. I've been watching this because I love Smosh. I have a hope that knowing the way that they write comedy and the way that I can laugh every Friday when they release a video, that something in that video, as stupid as some of it is, there's always going to be at least one joke in there that makes me smile. Okay. My hope is that if they're writing these shows, they'll be able to write a cartoon that's hilarious.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not writing the shows.
Right. They basically bought out people who animate. And I might be wrong on this, but this is what it appears to be to me. They bought out a couple people who could animate shows. They said, "You got any ideas?" They said, "Yeah, I got this idea." They go, "Okay, produce 10 episodes of that show." Okay. And we're going to run seasons of 10 episodes of all these shows.
And they didn't review them probably, and they just put them up.
Right. And
That's a problem. You can't just do that.
And maybe they like them, okay? But I'm confused and concerned, and I look. If you're gonna write a show about a teenage girl going through puberty, do not make it about singing songs. For the
Yeah,
Lord
songs
Christ.
don't need to go into with that. That's not something that needs a song. I don't think so.
I don't want to hear the song about how you're gonna go into the bathroom and ask somebody if they can spare you a tampon. All right, this is literally the last episode of that show that I watched.
Pass.
Right.
Truly.
The other show is about ninjas versus zombies. Okay. There's these mentally retarded, and I'm not trying to be mean here, okay, ninjas who think that they are awesome. They all think this.
Okay.
Most of them are pretty stupid, and they don't know what they're doing. There was a mad scientist living in their house for years, in their basement, and they didn't know it. And zombies repetitively attack their house.
Okay.
And they fight the zombies off. This is about as much as the reoccurring plot I can get out of this, okay? Other than that, I'm extremely confused.
Yeah,
There
it
was-
sounds like
there
it
was-
doesn't have a straight thing.
There
in it.
was no explanation for why there's zombies. They give me a bunch of ninjas that have no reason to be ninjas, as far as I'm aware. Maybe there should be some backstory. Maybe if you gave me a reason for why there's zombies, I might be okay with this. Okay? But there's not. There's no reason. And the other show is like this little boy who's getting tutorials on life. Okay?
Okay.
Now this is the only show that I feel has potential, but they're screwing it up.
They're screwing it up already.
It's not good. It's not funny, but it has potential. Okay?
Okay.
It's a lot of movies take that that spin of we're gonna show a tutorial video for something.
Mhm.
Dodgeball is one of my favorites. Okay, where they show the tutorial how to play dodgeball. All right,
That one's funny.
but this is basically what this cartoon is of this little boy with brown hair. He looks like a normal cartoon character. Legit.
Okay.
Like the rest of them look super weird. Like Pubertino looks like this weird combination of My Life as a Teenage Robot and Invader Zim. Like somewhere in the middle.
Even though they're created by the same person. Maybe they got the perfect person from Invader Zim to do it.
It's possible, but
Completely possible because
she's-
you don't know what they did after that crap.
I mean, literally, the characters in that show are just strange. The ninjas, okay, it's like this claymation type animation. Okay, it's
Okay.
neat. It's actually it's a neat form of animation, but I just can't care because I have no idea what's going on.
All right, because we're talking about the internet and the series, do you think
Yep.
they're gonna these kind of shows are gonna dominate in 10 years?
Yeah,
Is that what we're thinking here?
we discussed in the last show that internet is going to take over. I want the internet to take over TV. Okay, because I personally hate
But
cable.
that they can go positive and negative. It could be big positive, big negative. That's the only problem with the internet taking over.
this cartoon thing. If anybody can make a cartoon, I mean, literally, look, I'm not the person who could do this. I'd love to make some cartoons. I've had plenty of ideas for cartoons. I'm not an animator. It personally frustrates the shit out of me. I've tried. All right. Here's the thing: if anybody can make a cartoon, and the people who already have a say right now, currently the people who made animated things for YouTube are the people who know special effects enough to make things that are animated. If they are making some of this stuff, and this is the stuff that I mean, there's not much animation on the internet yet.
No, not that much, but
There's the few things like what is that one with all the bald people?
the bald people?
Yeah, with like sad Larry.
Oh,
Cyanide
Cyanide
and
Happiness.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not really a YouTube thing though. That's a Cyanide Happiness thing.
It's just a website.
It's on that's a website.
Yeah. Okay.
It's most of the animations are on the Cyanide Happiness website, and most people just hypercam them and put them on YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, those teach some kind of a moral though.
Yeah. No. But
The movie that they made for it was kind of nice.
no, they have some talent, but then other things like shut up cartoons
Don't.
and when there's not much leverage, and the shows that are on cable currently are leaning on this trippy edge thing. In 10 years, I believe that internet content will take over a lot
And
of
we're
the
gonna have
world.
shows like Salad Fingers and
This-
Charlie the Unicorn and all that other stuff on a serious basis on TV.
This isn't gonna get better. Look, I would love for us to go back and run. If they were to continue Hey Arnold, because Hey Arnold, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but if you have enough patience to sit down on Netflix and watch that whole show, at the last episode, you will literally cry because you care that much by then. Okay? I can watch it a million times, and every time I'm going to tear up, okay, at the end of the show.
Well, yeah.
If you wanted to continue that show with the same characters and you got the same writers to write the same kinds of morals,
Yeah, but you're never gonna get that kind of stuff.
nobody's gonna.
You're never
write
gonna
that
get the same
anymore.
people.
Nobody's gonna write morals anymore. That's the problem.
Which sucks.
Right? Like
It sucks a lot.
I have this dream that the internet has this wonderful potential, and there's a bunch of people in the world who. This is what I want. This is me not being cynical. There are a bunch of people in this world who have enough patience to learn how to animate. There are plenty of people, and I'm aware of this, in the world who have this motivation to teach lessons.
Mm-hmm.
This wave of these people on the internet who can do this might be the fighting chance to make shows that aren't so strange.
Yeah, but how many of those people are really out there ready to do it and have the ties and subscriptions on YouTube to get noticed and do it? That's the problem.
With things like highlight buttons on YouTube.
We're going farther and farther away from the regular users.
Right, and this is the horrid part of what's going to happen to the internet.
And okay, we're going back into the internet. We need to get back onto cartoons.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's going to be horrible when that happens, but the problem really is in 10 years when those cartoons that have been on the internet make it onto TV and the kids are seeing it.
Tree Friends.
Happy Tree Friends is on Netflix, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first step.
That Happy Tree Friends is the first step from internet cartooning to.
If that gets onto the dude, that's I've showed that to people because I personally, sometimes I'm an adult. I can watch it, see that it's fake.
Right.
Kids don't see that it's fake sometimes. Kids see that that's real. That's what sometimes you could do.
Right.
Like, it's okay to go outside and mutilate animals. That's not right.
No.
I see that it's fake. It's meant to be fake.
It's a
And-
humor that you have to be old enough to understand. If there's nobody,
It's an old enough thing. You can't. This is why some TVs need to have that V-chip thing still.
yeah.
And the parents need to be more responsible for that kind of stuff.
These trippy shows that are going to dominate, and then this is the 10 years. This is seriously the 10 years right here. This is what's going to happen. It's the internet's going to take over the TV, which means the internet cartoons are going to take over, which means anybody in the world can make a cartoon. It's possible. Okay, look, if I seriously had enough patience to animate, I could do it. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. That scares me because
Yeah.
you see things like Happy Tree Friends moving into Netflix, and Netflix is the future of the internet and cable and TV. Cartoons are cable, okay? There are several things that are on TV. Cartoons, sitcoms, and
news.
news and
And some
other
other crap.
and other weird shows that game shows, stupid things that,
Yeah, weird things.
that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
These concern me. If anybody can write a cartoon, and
If
these
anybody
things-
can,
if anybody can write a cartoon, the trippiness and the sadness of what's going on in cartoons now is only going to continue and get worse in the next 10 years.
yeah,
The beauty would be the stragglers who have enough patience to animate and have enough lessons to teach.
the only problem is once again those people who have those patients aren't gonna get into the TV programs because they don't have all the experience. They don't have the people's eye. They don't want to. People don't want to see that kind of thing anymore.
They don't have this.
They don't want to see that anymore.
They're fighting against what people are saying that
They're
kids
fighting an
want.
uphill battle.
Yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting what.
They're fighting an uphill battle with rocks falling down and archers at the top shooting at them.
Right.
It's not a winning battle.
There's a lot of episodes of TV shows, mostly sitcoms, that bring up where like somebody gets the option to take their idea and make it a TV show, and then the network starts changing it and says, "No, kids love this," you know?
Yeah, they love this. They want this. It's like, I don't care what they want. It's what my vision is.
Right.
And even if, like, say some small little guy with his good idea, like, say he has a great idea with more high morals and everything, gets on, they're going to morph it into what they want.
Which
and
is this
then-
weird, trippy.
Yeah, and then it's not going to be his idea anymore. And it's all going to disappear. It's all controlled by the corporation, what they want.
Right.
And what their ratings want and all that kind of stuff. And if that's what's going to dominate, there's going to be no more creative people
In the 10 years.
in the 10 years.
Yeah.
In the 100, do you want to go skip on to 100?
You want to go to 100 years?
I'm ready to go to 100.
All right. You've got an idea for 100.
If that's the 10 years and we
Right.
skip to 100 years, I'm in the point where there is no more good shows on TV. There's no more good moral cartoons anymore. It's all trippy. I'm getting into things that, like, if you ever watch Futurama, the Hypnotoad thing, I'm thinking that, like, it's one image, it's a loud noise, the whole show. That's the only thing the show is.
You think?
If that's the point we're getting, it's just going to be so simple. It's going to be, what do people want? How fast can we get it out? And who's doing it this way?
No more of the wonderfully we didn't get into a lot of adult cartoons here. Okay.
All right, well, let's go to adult cartoons.
All
in
right.
100
Let's
years.
let's talk about this.
All right.
Adult cartoons are doing the same thing. Okay. We had these awkward characters, mainly stupid families.
Oh,
Because
we're talking Family Guy, American Dad, the people made the same thing.
Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Sup-
Simpsons.
sup-
Yeah.
dysfunctional people.
Okay.
This is what adult cartoons are.
Yeah.
Okay. But then they start making shows like Bob's Burgers.
Oh God. And the Cleveland Show,
The Cleveland Show is just a Family Guy with black people.
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the black version of Family Guy.
Right. And it wasn't trippy. Okay.
Yeah.
But Bob's Burgers.
Stupid.
Okay. What's Ugly Americans is
Oh,
the perfect
yeah.
example of a trippy adult show.
Yeah. That was one of the worst shows I've ever watched in my entire life.
It's like demons
Yeah.
come to Earth.
It's got
and-
problems, dude.
I don't know.
It's got big and, like, deep problems.
I hate it. I
Like,
personally-
I see that as being the future for kid shows. Like, that's gonna be the kid show.
Right.
What's gonna be the adult show in 100 years? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear here.
Oh my God. I don't even know. I can't imagine. It's that far. I can't imagine what an adult show is going to be at that point.
Right, because it's so weird because
It could be
the adult shows that
It could be so hardcore adult that's not even it's not even like rational to be on television now. That's the problem I'm having.
it's just anime porn.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's I mean
That's going to be scary. And it's going to be that trippy like scary stuff.
like the yeah
Like
let's
where
not
people
go
are
there.
being killed and it's like, "What? Wait, whoa, what's going on here? There's blood everywhere. How did that happen? Why is it on the wall?" You're just going to be sitting there like crying.
South Park will turn into a show full of demon children that like literally
That are yelling in Latin.
they look like they're half Satan, okay?
Okay.
And they're not yelling at them about being a Jew. They're yelling about not watching the hypnotic children shows.
Yeah, it's all going to be like intertwined to other things.
Right, because South Park
Okay,
spans-
and this is the demonized 100 years. If we go into like the nice 100 years, there's going to be more shows like I can't believe I'm saying this, My Little Pony for little kids.
okay.
That show's not
My,
that
My
bad.
Little Pony inspired a bunch of guys. in
Okay,
their
shut
40
up.
Okay.
I'm talking for kids.
All right.
That's a legit show
All right.
for children. It's
Okay.
made for children. There are adult themes in it. Yes. Every show has adult themes.
Well, that's what makes
Even
that's,
SpongeBob.
That's what makes a wonderful kids cartoon.
Yeah.
Is
It has
a
to have both.
subtle hint that they're not going to pick up.
That adults are watching the show too.
That because they have to sit with their children.
Yeah, and they have to make sure that they're watching the thing. That's what makes a good
Pixar
show. Yeah,
Pixar is the greatest.
Like Toy
company
Story,
at
man.
Writing adult jokes
Yeah.
into cartoons, like straight up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you seriously at 20 years old, I can still laugh at Pixar movies
Oh yeah.
because they just know they just have perfect little moments.
I know it. They're amazing.
Yeah, we could talk about Pixar forever.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
could, but
Um,
I would wish that in 100 years there's more shows that Pixar would make. I hope that Pixar becomes like
a channel.
it makes like a channel like the Pixar network.
Now here's a
That'd be great.
Here's a concern about Pixar. Pixar is owned by Disney.
Okay.
Rumor had it a couple years ago that Pixar wanted out of their contract with Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, Pixar has this want to make adult shows. I know it. I have it in the pit of my stomach saying they want to make shows for adults.
Possibly, yeah.
Now this is kind of wonderful in a way because they are wonderful at writing. They have every Pixar movie that I've ever watched is a wonderful movie. Even the little cartoons that they show in the beginning.
I like the little cartoons. They're fun.
Everybody loves the cartoons. The best one's the old man playing chess with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you like Cars as a Pixar movie?
I like Cars.
Okay.
I like Cars 1.
Okay, yeah. Cars 2 sucked.
Cars 2 was okay.
Cars 2 sucked.
Don't
try to-
I'm trying to. Yeah, that's.
Don't be nice about it. That sucked.
Yeah.
It's the only Pixar movie that flopped.
Yeah,
It was bad.
yeah. Cars 1 was good though.
You don't need sequels to some of those movies though. Like Cars 2, it ended. You didn't need a sequel. You didn't need it.
It could have had one, but it couldn't have been about spies.
Oh god, yeah. It
That's,
could have been something else.
It could have been anything else.
But no, it had
No.
to be about spies.
Yeah,
It sucked.
it did suck. All right, I tried. All right, I tried to call it something good, but it's not. You're right. All right.
Yeah. It's not like the Shreks where like Shrek
No.
1 was great. Shrek 2 was okay, it was good.
Shrek 3 was good.
Shrek 3 was really good. Did you see Shrek Forever After?
No,
I gave up.
I gave up.
I was like, I'm not seeing the fourth one. They didn't need a fourth one.
No.
They barely needed a third one.
No, the third one was lucky. It was good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look, like when I went to see the third one, I was like, all right, this is gonna be bad. Which is probably why I liked it because I walked in there expecting hell.
Oh yeah.
And
That's probably why it was
I
better.
walked out with at least as mild satisfaction.
I'm trying to think if this is actually a Pixar movie or not, but usually animated movies are. Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. is Pixar.
That was one of my favorite movies
Monsters
as a
Inc.
kid.
is good.
It was such a. I had that. That was my favorite movie because it was the only VHS tape that I had that was blue. That was the best thing.
But here's the thing about Monsters Inc. They take that trippiness alien world, the monster world.
And put it into a whole new perspective that's good for kids.
Yeah, exactly. They take these characters that are messed up. Seriously, there are messed up characters in Monsters Inc. Watch it again. It's creepy. There are creepy, legit creepy characters. Okay?
Like the boss? Yeah. That, like, skeleton spider dude thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell he is.
Like, there
Got, like, 7 fingers.
There are messed up characters in that movie. But, guess what? They all turn out to be good characters that teach you morals about friendship. If I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's what that movie's completely about. It's
about
been a
friendship and family and love, and it has a good moral standard, and
Yeah.
it has a good moral point.
And it's not I mean, these characters are weird, but they're weird in a good way.
And then they find out that that laughter is so much better than causing people to be scared. If you want somebody to laugh, it's more powerful than fright.
Right.
That's a good point to bring up in the end, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that was a spoiler. I'm sorry.
No,
Shoot.
it's been a while since
I know, but I should have said spoiler
Monsters Inc. has
or
come out.
whatever. It was like, what was it, 90 something?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was VHS tapes still dominated.
Yeah.
It was still back then.
The last VHS tape I ever had was Harry Potter. One.
I have the second Harry Potter on VHS tape.
Nice.
It's awesome. All right, going back to 100 Years, saying that I want Pixar to dominate. That would be great.
I'm concerned.
Pixar current
Yes.
to dominate.
Let's pretend that they stay with Disney. Yeah, I think Disney says something. Okay, because Disney cartoons, I have yet to see one that spins off horrible. Okay, look, they made some bad spin-off cartoons. Okay, but every single one of them still teaches a moral.
Yeah.
I have never seen a look. There are some pretty stupid Disney cartoons. They are some of them are god awful. Okay, hell, every modern sitcom on Disney Channel is horrible. God awful. Okay, look, I love around like Halloween. They show Smart House and Halloween Town 1. Okay,
Halloween Town.
those are
Such a good movie.
Look. Okay, even today they're good. The problem with Disney now is they've lost their touch to have an audience for everybody. I sit and I've flipped on Disney Channel because I care. Okay.
Okay.
And you literally are sitting there going, these are the worst jokes I've ever heard in my life. These are worse than the popsicle jokes that you get on the popsicles.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's the kind of joke you're getting.
All right. Because I want to clarify, did Disney make Tangled and
Yes.
what was
DreamWorks made Tangled,
DreamWorks made Tangled?
which made Shrek.
Which made Shrek. Okay.
Yeah.
Disney made The Frog Princess or whatever,
Yes.
which was the first what was it? African American Disney princess, I do believe.
Wasn't Mulan?
No, Mulan wasn't a Disney princess.
No.
Like
Okay.
legit princess.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I do like the fact that Disney went back to their roots with the actual drawing of the characters.
Yeah.
I do like that. I hope that they continue to do that, and hopefully the Disney Channel will have some of those kind of things.
Disney is this is the hope. This is the hope for the 100 years. Okay, Disney has their foot in the door. Okay, Disney has a super powerful leeway right now. Look, they're not as popular as they might have been in the 90s. Okay, I don't know how far like Disney goes back, but 90s is when I grew up, and I know most of the Disney movies from the 90s.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, they probably go back further than that. Okay, they have these wonderful morals even to this day. Look, they can take the weird aliens of Lilo and Stitch, turn a spin-off show, and make it all about teaching that everybody has a place in this world, no matter how messed up you are. That is the moral of that show.
That's a good moral for the show. That was I actually liked that show too.
Yeah, who didn't
That was
like
a better Disney show.
There's some bad Disney spin-off shows, but there's some also good, wonderful, heartwarming.
Well, there's always the bad and there's always the good.
Right.
There's always in between.
Right. Disney, with their power, is my hope for the 100 years. Okay? Disney isn't going to go away anytime soon.
I hope that Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks all have different channels.
And I hope that they dominate the cartoon market.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I would
hope
love that.
they say that this is what you guys have to do. Cartoon Network needs to die.
Since
dig
what's
it.
happened, it needs to dig its own grave and die.
Right. It needs to
You hear that, Cartoon Network? You hear that? You need to die.
curl up in a corner or start making some better shows.
Or bring back the old ones. Bring back Ed, Ed, and
Start
Eddie.
start running the good old ones on Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then call Boomerang Cartoon Network, and then call current Cartoon Network Boomerang, and throw it away and hope it does not come back.
Yeah.
Okay, literally, seriously, this is the problem. Cartoon Network dominates cartoons
Mm-hmm.
currently on TV, cable,
It does.
and the internet isn't controlled by Disney at all. And Nickelodeon's doing their best to make some moral shows, but in partner with DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Okay, great, good. DreamWorks is doing the right thing. Madagascar Penguins is a weird show, okay?
But it still has good morals and it
It's-
still has a good, decent show.
Yeah, like I can watch the Penguins of Madagascar and not be like, oh my god, what am I watching?
Just be like, oh my god, I want to shoot myself in the head right now.
Right.
Right now.
If this is the future, I'd rather die. Is what some of the shows on Cartoon Network made me feel.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't die. I'd just be like, I'm never buying cable again. Sorry, I'm not dying for cartoons. That's not my main thing I watch anymore.
No, and this is what I wanted to do this show is, I mean, you and me, we watch, seriously, Curtis, based on okay, this is what we watch, all right? We watch Futurama together. We watch South Park
South
together.
Park.
This is what we watch. We watch a lot of Family Guy.
Yeah.
You're here for a little bit less Family Guy than I watch.
I'm here for mainly South Park. I go home for Futurama and I watch Family Guy in my free time.
Right.
It's basically how it works.
Right. These are the cartoons that we watch, okay? This is our age group, okay?
Yeah.
It's what a couple years ago, being like 16 years old even, and that's past the age group of most Cartoon Network shows, okay?
Yeah.
I was able to watch Cartoon with Entertainment, Cartoon
Mhm.
Network or Nickelodeon or Disney.
I was way past Disney.
All right, well, okay.
And I left.
I could watch old Disney.
All right, put it this way: the way it worked for me, because I'm a little bit more into the age group, because 16 was only 2 years ago. What happened with me was I left Disney
You would have been
way
14.
4 years ago. We're talking now.
If I was 16, you were 14.
All right, I was still
Okay.
14. I left at that point. I left Disney a long time ago.
Okay.
I had left Cartoon Network because it had started to suck,
Yeah, I did. It was
and then
starting to suck.
Nickelodeon was already starting to suck. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with cartoons.
There-
I left cartoons 5 years ago.
There's
I
a
was
few
done with it.
diamonds in the rough, especially Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
There are a
a
few
But they're
diamonds in the
deep,
rough of cartoon.
deep
Yeah.
underground.
And they don't run them enough, and this is the problem. The shows that are wonderful aren't ran enough, and this is the problem.
And that's the hope for the 100 years. We're gonna take those diamonds in the rough and make them more out there.
Right, because they exist. They're not gone, okay? Disney still makes some wonderful movies, okay?
Mhm.
Wonderful little cartoon movies. Pixar makes these wonderful animated movies. DreamWorks, most of DreamWorks'
Most of them are okay.
there's some bad ones.
Oh
There's-
yeah,
there's-
everything has their bad ones.
Right. Okay, but majority, they're wonderful.
Mhm.
They are hardcore animation. Okay, they're hardcore like 3D animation. They take a long time to make. That's why they make movies. Okay.
Yeah,
Seriously, if you watch like Kung Fu Panda made by DreamWorks, the movie,
I love that movie.
you,
It's like one of my favorite
it's,
movies.
it's a great one. But watch the cartoon, like you can literally tell the difference. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they didn't
yeah.
render the background and stuff.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but going off, this is Lane of the Future, Curtis.
I know it is.
And our job at doing this show is to sum up what we think is going to happen in 5 years, 10 years, and even 100 years. 5 years, we're taking these tribute cartoons,
And they're probably still gonna start dominating.
and they're going to start slowly dominating and getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years,
It's gonna be the same, but it's gonna be worse.
but the internet will take over,
The internet will start being more of a big influencing factor
Right.
within it.
making these tribute cartoons ever.
And then
In
The
100
100
years, this is the beauty.
this little light bulb's gonna go bing.
This was a horrible idea, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Let's fix it.
Yeah, this
Okay?
is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be fixed. We're going to have nice cartoons. Pixar, Disney, and DreamWorks are all going to have separate channels on TV,
And they're gonna dominate
and they're going to dominate the cartoon world, and that's going to be the hope for the 100 years.
I have the biggest heart out to you guys who make those movies.
Oh, yeah.
I can cry at the beginning of Up. I knew those characters for all of 30 seconds, and I was already tearing up at how wonderful and adorable it was to watch that, okay?
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Oh,
They made a better love story in 30 seconds than Twilight did over like 4 movies. I love that.
It's a great... That's the beauty of those who...
Oh, yeah.
The ones who dominate the world.
The ones who make real movies. We are going to get so many hate comments.
So, but just make sure that Twilight hate is in the title of this video.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
the reasons why Twilight sucks will be the title of the video.
You got to watch till the end of the video, though.
Right. That's.
You should just put at the
it's-
bottom, skipped it.
It's,
one,
it's the
like, one-
cliffhanger.
Just wait till the end.
It's what keeps you listening all the way
Yeah.
through our rants.
Yeah.
You have to know why it's about why Twilight sucks.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
I think we did a pretty good job here, Curtis.
This one was all right. Yeah, we did pretty good. It's a lot shorter than the other one, thank God.
Cartoons, hopefully has a promising future without being cynical, and they're not going to be horrible and trippy.
Yeah.
That's the cynical me worrying that that's going to happen.
The hopeful me says that Pixar, Disney, and DreamWorks are all going to be like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Giving it everything.
That concludes episode 1 of Lane to the Future, brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network. For other shows brought to you by the network, visit www.youtube.com/More Daily Show. That's MOOREDALEY Show. To follow us on Twitter and see other things about us, follow us on Twitter at More Daily Show. That's MOOREDALEY Show. To talk about Lane to the Future with other viewers like you and talk to us, use the hashtag Lane to the Future. That's LANE to the Future. This has been a show brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network. My name is David Moore.